What's up? Sunday. It's 11:16. Oh shit, I forgot the light. It's 11:16 a.m. I'm artisanmc, and this is Shop Talk Live for now. Sorry, I forgot one thing. I forgot the damn light. Forgot the light. Forgot the light. I was too into my music, as I do. Music is healing, and healing is music. Like, share, subscribe, support the stream if you feel so inclined. If you don't feel so inclined, I don't know what the fuck you're here for. Okay, there we go. A little better. What are you doing? Great. Now this shit don't want to stay correctly. There we go. I'll turn this bitch down because I'm not that shiny Negro. All right, so thank you guys for coming through today. Apologies for the little hiccup there. It wouldn't be a stream if I didn't have some hiccups, some technical issues going on. So, like, share, subscribe, share this stream on your social medias. I am trying to grow this channel, even with all the hiccups and screw ups that happen. If you can hear me clearly, give me a 1 so I know that when I listen to the playback, I'm not going to be upset that the audio was all screwed up and nobody actually said anything about it. Let's see who we got in here. In the meantime, shout out to Brother Malika for the coffee fund. Malika got 2, 1 for the Patreon, 1 for the super chat, and 1 for the Cash App. Appreciate you, Malika. The stream does not run on hopes and dreams. It runs on green, just like every other thing. So the banner at the bottom of the screen is for you, not for me. Support the stream by hitting $artisanmc on Cash App or artisanmc on PayPal, or you can hit the super chat, leave a super sticker, and just let me know you're engaged with the stream. Let YouTube know you're engaged with the stream and support the channel. So for Brother Malika, what we do over here is I will give you the salute, but because it's me, I will give you the 3B salute as coined by Malika, the bedrock booty bounce. Appreciate you, Malika. So I need about 15 contributors, 10 and 5. 5 for the channel, 10 for the host. And appreciate you. I'm listening. Yes, T-shirt gang. Goku's gym. So another one of the additions from my trip to Vegas earlier this month. I was getting myself in the mindset of getting back to working out, getting back to being a bit healthier, and expressing my geek individuality as well. So wouldn't go to Gold's gym, but I fuck around in Goku's gym. So that's cool. I thought I'd make a good shirt to give to somebody, but I decided to keep it to myself. So appreciate you. I'm listening. Good to see you here. Aquateki was good. Aquateki. No one in the building. Was good. No one. Toya in the building was good. Peace, y'all. I'm getting in the shower, and you're not taking the camera with you. You came all the way in here to tell us you're getting in the shower with the water glistening all over your body. What the fuck, Toya? So you got me to drop the first F bomb. I was trying to hold off today. Shout out to brother Malika, as we said, listening. Malika BMT was good with your BMT. That was dark. Damn, Zack Snyder must be written right in the intro. If it was dark, look. If you felt that the intro was dark, it was dark. It should have been somber. Should have been fucking somber. That was my second F bomb. Y'all help me. I'm trying not to drop F bombs. Messing with YouTube is like dating a chick. Some things you try not to say. Shout out to Detroit 313. What's good with you? And that's it. All right. So the intro was kind of somber. Why? Because I'm in a somber mood and there has been a lot of death in the news this week by people that we know, people who are old, people who are young, people that mean something to geeks alike. Okay. For the better part of my life, I have been a professional wrestling fan. I have been. And I enjoy the sport. I enjoyed wrestling when I was a kid. I enjoyed pretending to be the British Bulldogs and the Killer Bees and stuff like that back in the day. One of my favorite wrestlers is Bret Hart, Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels, The Undertaker, Triple H, The Rock, Booker T. These are some of my favorite wrestlers that come off the top of my head. So when I hear that one of the legends of wrestling has passed, that is kind of somber to me. Because I understand that wrestling and professional wrestling, sports entertainment, whatever you want to call it, is a small group. And it is pretty much like a family because they always end up working around or with each other. And if you have listened, what's good, Studio? If you have listened to any of these wrestlers behind the scenes and how they get from venue to venue and how they started on small indie circuits and stuff like that, this is a small group of people. That's how come they all end up knowing each other and they end up being family because all of these people have actual lives. They're not just wrestlers on and off. These are people who devoted their lives to doing this. They enjoy it. And through the course of doing that, city to city, town to town, they end up picking up wives, girlfriends, kids. And other wrestlers get to know these people, get to see these children, get to see these children grow up the longer that they're in this business. So a wrestler passing is a tough thing for them. They understand it happens in their business and it happens a lot. But it is a tough thing. So when you're in a group that actual small and one of yours or one of your legends passes, it is a somber moment because you knew a lot about them, likely knew a lot about them. So, yeah, I watch a lot of biographies, Studio. I watch biographies and documentaries because I always care about people. Right. I like to know how people became who they are. I feel it's really important to understand this, the journey that people have been on to be what you recognize them as and understand that they're not even finished. They're still trying to create themselves, to self-actualize, to become the best version of themselves. And even all the highlights that you remember that think, oh, they're so great, they might not even think they hit it yet. That's the crazy part. So the last rest of his biography I watched was Booker T's and learned a lot about Booker. Booker has had a very interesting life to come from where he came from to be who he is. A lot of respect for that brother. I always did. And not even knowing that I had respect for his hustle, for his time in the game. What up, Ross? So when I heard the news on Thursday that Terry Funk had died, it was like, damn, that's a legend right there. Now, I didn't see a lot of young Terry Funk's matches. I saw Terry Funk like middle aged to getting old, right? But Funk was that dude. He was that dude. He was a tough son of a bitch, right? And I like Terry Funk because I like that no bullshit. I will brawl with whoever the hell I got to brawl with. You fuck with my family, that's going to be an issue. I like that. I like that attitude. And he always brought that. Old or young, he always brought that shit. And he had his respect because of that. So when I heard he passed, I was like, oh, damn, that's kind of messed up because I did not know he had dementia. Now, I have a lady I know right now. She's dealing with that at this very moment. At this very moment, this last weekend and stuff like that. This is a chick I'm dating a little bit. She has had to go put her mother into an assisted living facility because her mother has dementia. And her mother's husband cannot deal with it. He can't deal with it. So her and her sister have had to check her mother into a care facility so they can deal with someone. So they are a facility that is better equipped to deal with somebody who has dementia. And they didn't really know how to tell her that that's what they were going to do. But it was this whole elaborate thing to move her in and put her there. And one of the questions I asked her about it was like, are you going to tell her? And she was like, no, we're just going to take her there, and check her in and leave her there. I said, well, that's going to be a stretch because my fear is that she will have a lucid moment once she's in this new place that she doesn't recognize. And she's going to wonder, where the hell is her husband? Where is she? And who are these people? And that's going to be terrifying. Now, to me, dementia or amnesia, in some senses, or retrograde amnesia, is some of the worst things that can happen to you physically when you just start forgetting shit. You just don't know. And it comes for us all. It does come for us all. That's why you have to do a lot of things to keep your brain active and placid as much as possible, right? You have to exercise that brain, right? So perfect example is, obviously I'm at work, but I'm in our Zen room. And one of the things I put in our Zen room was this. Why? Certain point in time, I always did word searches, right? But what I learned through psychology training is that one of the ways to keep your brain active and responsive to stave off dementia and stuff like that is to switch it up. So later, I started doing Sudokus because it's based on numbers. You got to work your brain like you work your body. Your brain needs that work. That's why you read heady shit and you do heady things. as well as working your body to keep the internal organs and stuff like that working. All that stuff works together. A car without gas will go nowhere. A car with gas and no motor won't go anywhere. A car with gas with a shitty motor will go anywhere. A car with gas and a good motor and a dumbass behind the wheel will kill a lot of people or themselves. That's your body. You got to take care of it as best you can. As best you can, you have to. So, hearing that Terry Funk had dementia, I just thought, like, damn, that was. I mean, he's just forgetting shit. I mean, to me, that's a harsh thing. I mean, if you think about waking up, closing your eyes right now, counting to 30, and then opening them again, and thinking about what it feels like to not know where the hell you are, who the hell you are, what's going on for 30 seconds. That's kind of like dementia, but it's stretched out. So the shit dealing with that is tough. Just from the lady I'm talking to dealing with it with her mother. Her mother didn't remember that her husband was her husband. She didn't remember that shit. She slept in a separate room in their house because she didn't remember that that was her husband. She didn't think that was her husband. That is some hurtful shit. That is some really hurtful shit. Now, to think of Terry Funk doing it, I don't know what the situation was in his family, but that gives you an indication of how messed up this shit can be. Him passing when he was up there in age, okay, that's kind of a understandable thing, right? Sad, but understandable. Thankful for his contributions. Thankful I got to see him perform when he was still performing. A rollover to the next day, wash it off, wipe it off. The very next day, you find out that Bray Wyatt, Wyndham Rotunda, has passed too. And this one is a shock because Wyndham is not old. Wyndham is younger than me by more than 10 years. 36 years old. I still remember being 36. All right? I still remember being 36. He's 36 years old, out on some medical leave anyway. And what has been released is that he had a heart attack brought on from complications of COVID. Now, for me, this is hitting I wouldn't say scary. I don't want to say scary, even though that's the first word that's coming to mind. But it is a little off-putting. If you guys remember, I just told you last week, around this same time, found out that my mentor, well, not last week, week before, my mentor, Ed, had passed. Same thing. Heart attack. Sudden. Now, Ed was in his 60s. Non-professional wrestler at all. Master plumber, not a wrestler. But For what I understand how a heart attack happens, it is a clog in your arteries of your heart, one valve or another, and the blood cannot circulate through that organ. It is choked off. And as I understand, you experience massive pain. So no matter how big you are, no matter how small you are, one little ventricle is closed up from plaque, cholesterol, whatever the fuck have you, or just a failure of the organ itself. And within a good couple of minutes, you could be out of there completely. So, hearing that this young man had a heart attack is unsettling, to say the least. Now, admittedly, I don't know a shitload about Bray Wyatt's career in wrestling. I don't. I know a little about him from what I watched, not last night, but a couple months back when I started, trying to tune back into WWE a bit. Triple H had took over, Vince had stepped down. Triple H is running the show. I'm like, damn, I really appreciate Hunter, how he came up by hook or by crook, skin of his big ass nose, no matter what. He said he was a game nigga and he running that shit. That's what's up. And I started dialing back into WWE, and one of those people that I was interested in that were coming in when I was kind of, shaking off wrestling for a little bit was Bray Wyatt. And I wasn't interested in the Wyatt family, the little hillbillies and shit like that. That shit wasn't interested in me. But when I started coming back to it, I started learning about him being these different characters and doing these different things. And so I watched a couple of videos of the entrances. And those entrances were fucking amazing. They were unsettling. And I remember thinking, like, damn, this is like some Undertaker shit. They finally got somebody who did this. Oh, he's a creative genius behind this stuff. Really? He thought that shit up? Huh. Interesting. Like, what's his gimmick? I really didn't understand what his whole deal was. But I'm sorry. I'm walking out there with that lantern and that little skin face over this shit. I was like, what the fuck is this? What is that? Is that a mask? He doing a Joker knockoff? What the dude? I'd never seen him wrestle. I still have not seen him actually wrestle. I've seen some of his finishers, but I haven't seen him wrestle because to me, he had an odd shape. Really skinny legs, but real massive up top, just stout wise. I thought, how does he move? Is he fluid? Does he move without hurting people? I don't understand what his thing is outside of just being a fucking weird presence in that shit. Right? So I wasn't the biggest person to know everything about him, but I recognized that he had a following. People really loved his ass for some reason. They really did. And what I saw, the creativity that I saw I thought was amazing because a lot of this shit is, pretty boy, tough guy antics. And that's where I'm at fucking damn near 49 years old, been watching wrestling my whole fucking life. That's where I'm at with the shit. Okay? Macho shit. I don't give a fuck. What I really want to see is your moves, how you execute these moves, how you make it look painful but don't hurt the guy you with, and the soap opera of a sports entertainment thing. I want to see that. That's what I'm interested in. The spectacle in some senses. And best believe that motherfucker put on a spectacle. Because if that was a concert show, that motherfucker would be charged $100 a ticket. At least for the entrance. So I knew who he was. I thought he was interesting. I thought it was a pretty fascinating character. But to hear that all of a sudden, out the blue, having just come back and left again for some injuries, this guy is dead and out of there. The same day, the day after Terry Funk, I'm like, damn, talk about the 1-2 punch for wrestlers. Not only a legend passed today, but a legend in the making passed. The next day, they're going to be reeling, nigga. They are going to be feeling it hard. You could see one, an elder, he's done his time and stuff like that. You can see that. But one of these legends in the making, that's a blow. That is a blow, especially when it's one of the more creative people out there. That's a blow. So I felt some kind of way about that shit. I did feel bad for him because for me, it makes me think done so much in your short time. I'm older. What am I doing with mine? It just does. Because I always have the need to push myself and try to achieve. So I always look at the time that I have spent walking this planet alive and what I have accomplished in that time and how I will be remembered if, God forbid, I have a heart attack one day. Who's going to find me? Who's going to know? Who's going to call? Who's going to let anybody else know what the hell is going to happen next? Now, I don't know about you guys, but to me, since the pandemic, heart attacks have been pretty fucking prevalent. And that's a scary fucking thing because it is like the unseen sniper. Like you playing Assassin's Creed, the motherfucker just hit you with the ghost blade. You don't think so? Well, us in YouTube, Black Manosphere specifically, around the same time of year, what, about a year or two ago? That's how we lost Kevin. You have to give him a nice piece. So, as I get further up in age, it does get a little unsettling. It does. Now, that was Friday. By the time yesterday hit, getting to hear about Bob Barker, I'm like, what the fuck is this going on? I didn't even know that that was really what was going on because I just saw it on Instagram. I have my eyes and my hands on a lot of things, a couple of conversations that have nothing to do with geekdom, but has more to do about relationships and people. But I saw that and was like, what? Bob Barker's dead too? Like, what the fuck, dude? Now, I don't know about y'all, but I'm a Gen Xer. And for the early part of my young life, my TV watching young life was spent watching game shows. Wheel of Fortune, what, $15,000 Pyramid, Whose Line Is It? The Gong Show, Price is Right. Motherfucker, I know who Bob Barker is. Way before he was in a movie, Happy Gilmore beating the shit out of Adam Sandler. Way before that. The only whole reason that shit went over so good in that movie because my generation knew who he was. Love watching that show. Cussing at the people when they didn't bid right. It's like, you motherfuckers is dumb. And really think like, where's this fat bitch gonna take these jet skis? You ain't had no jet ski in the hood. Where you gonna park that shit? Really thinking, me and my brother, of sending in stuff to try to get on one of those game shows. Because my brother, my younger brother, I believe he loved The Price is Right. We both love Pressure Luck, but we love Price is Right. And those hosts that were on those shows became staples in your life. You knew their names, you knew who they were. Why? Because they were there every week, just like your favorite fucking cartoon. They were there every day. And you develop a sense of who they were through the screen. A lot of the same way you do with YouTube. So Bob Barker being there, being that friendly guy, doing that show and stuff like that, making some snide jokes every once in a while, you came to appreciate. I saw a game show on yesterday, and it was Wheel of Fortune. And I was sitting there thinking about Bob Barker passing, and I saw Wheel of Fortune show up, and Pat Sajak and Vanna White. And I'm sitting there watching them come out. And I'm like, these motherfuckers been on this show forever. My whole goddamn life. That woman been standing up there spinning letters. Pat Sajak been up there making his little silly jokes. They've been there my whole damn life. And I wonder if they feel some kind of way about Bob passing. Because they're game show hosts. That's another small group of people. How many game show hosts can you fucking name? It ain't a lot of them. Past or present. So I thought about it and thinking they have to feel it too. Because that's one of their own. It is. They might have been on, I don't even recall if they were on the same network or not, but they have to feel it too. Because that is such a small group of people. And he has been around longer than them. Look, my grandmother, my aunties and stuff like that, my older aunts, they used to babysit me when I was younger. They used to watch all of that shit. And I used to sit there and watch those game shows with them. They probably feel some kind of way. Now, I might not have gave a shit about Wheel of Fortune, but I was watching some Price is Right, nigga. Because Price is Right was fun. Like Toya's in here talking about playing Pekino. Look, my brother tried to make a Pekino game in the backyard. I at least did because I was the handy dude. I can find some nails and a rock or some metal to bang these pieces into a piece of wood. I can do that. Guessing prices, learning how to guess your average or estimate. It's fun. Seeing all this ridiculous shit you can actually buy, like, damn, you can win stuff like that? Holy shit. I think it was $20,000 pyramid. Name that tune. Shit like that. Smart shows. So Aquateki said, Price is Right taught you how to shop. Yeah. Suggested retail price could be. How much do you think all this was? Yeah, well, you got to guess. You got to estimate. Learn how to round things off. Like, I don't know. It could be about this. Yeah, that's that. I don't know. Maybe that might be 20K. What you think, bitch? Actual price was you're under. You're over. Yeah. That shit was fun. So, although Bob Barker was old, he was 90 something years old, almost 100 years old. Good living. Good job if you can get it. Um, he passed. Now, I never found out what he passed from. I would think it was natural causes, maybe a heart attack or some shit like that, too. But it was the ending of an era. Yeah, Alex Trebek, too. Alex Trebek was younger. So I felt some kind of way about that a little bit for Bob Barker because he was older. And it's funny how it goes with ages. The younger the age, the more you get shocked. The older it is, the more you think, okay, well, it was probably about their time, but it's still fucked up, right? Yeah, yeah, Malika. Let's not forget winning that year's supply of turtle wax. I can remember always thinking, how much is that? How much is a year's supply of turtle wax? Like, how often do you? Now, I'm a kid watching this shit, so I don't fucking know. But I'm like, how often do you wax your car? So, do you judge it by the month or do you judge it by the week? Do you get 52 cans of that shit? Or do you get 12 cans of that? I don't know. What's a year's supply of turtle wax? How do you even figure that shit out? I never knew. I still don't fucking know. I still don't know. Yeah, Richard Dawson and Family Feud. Yes. Don't forget about Richard Dawson, Family Feud. He passed a while ago, I believe. So all of that put me in a mood to like, man, these are three people that I fucking actually knew of and have experience with that passed. And then while on Instagram by that evening, I heard about the next one. And Black Bay, Sam sent it to me, and it was about Arlene Sorkin had passed. And I'm like, Arlene? That sound familiar. It's like the voice of Harley Quinn. I'm like, partially was thrown off at first. It's like, I thought the voice of Harley Quinn was Lori Petty. But then I had to go back. No, it was Arlene. She had been the voice of Harley Quinn originally forever. And I was like, well, that fucking sucks because that's actually the Harley Quinn that I like. I don't like Slutty Quinn. I like Batman the Animated Series Harley Quinn, the cheeky, funny one. Mr. J. That shit. I liked her. I like that voice. That's the voice I hear when I think about that. Yep, Aquateki, she's gone. She checked out yesterday. Yes. So I felt a little bad. I did. I was like, wow, well that fucking sucks, dude. This is like a shit 4 days. It's like geekdom, and I told you guys, I consider geekdom as a whole a lot of this stuff that runs counter to what people used to actually fucking like before it was making money. A lot of this stuff. That sucked. Geekdom has been taking some hits. wrestlers, game show hosts, voice actors. Probably a bunch of people we don't even fucking know about that were celebrities that's getting overshadowed by the fact that somebody else passed. But yeah, they out of here. Shout out to Aaron Peters. Thank you, Aaron. I will give you a double. Appreciate you for supporting the stream.
Money for the crowd, double lag. Fat, double lag. 100 on the sack, double that. Block like a ghost town, still double bag.
Appreciate you for that. I forgot I got my goddamn phone out. Check the fucking super chat. I should have went anyway. So, should I pull this shit out? No, this will be entertaining. So, like Akoteki is saying in here, first Kevin Conroy, then her. Yeah. Said the same. I thought the same thing today because I saw on Instagram late last night because I was up to about 2 in the morning yesterday, trying to watch shows and do fucking reviews, and the internet was not cooperating at all. But I was thinking about that Kevin Conroy, the voice of Batman, passed like a year or so ago, right? Okay, well, this year, the voice of Harley Quinn passed. And I went to Mark Hamill's page on Instagram because I followed Mark Hamill on there, and he had a message on there, a really heartfelt message on there, and I felt bad for him. Because one of the things he said that was more apt than anything is like all of these things that she was, but I called her my friend. And that's what's really key. That's what's really key. That he was lucky enough to know this person personally, outside of their working relationship. He was lucky enough to know them personally, know their family, husbands, kids, and stuff like that. And that means a lot to me because I think a lot of times people waltz in and out of your fucking life, and they may treat that shit like it's just a given, that we just call everybody fucking friend. I don't just call everybody fucking friend. I don't. Me personally. My understanding, my point of being a friend is that you're somebody that I want actually in my life consistently. That you are someone that I want to, or I have shared time with, shared my vulnerabilities with, and shared my fucking, hopes and dreams with. We've had that time. We've had laughs. We had all of this shit. Those are my friends. So to hear somebody like Mark Hamill talk about, he was happy is to call her his friend means something to me. Because that means he's really feeling that shit. It's not just, oh man, I feel sorry for the passing of so and so. No, you actually feel that shit because you know what the loss is on your life. And that's the difference. So I felt A little bad for him. I did. I felt for Mark Hamill in that because a lot of these people that he was cool with, no, has passed on in recent years. And as you get older, that's what you know you are going to see. More of the people that you love, respect, might even hate, don't even fucking matter. Are going to shuffle off till it's your turn. And that is sobering. That is a sobering thing. So, yeah, I could take it. The title of friend is earned. It is earned. Should be. But we deal in a world where people throw that shit around. It doesn't mean a goddamn thing to them. There is no respect tied to it because they'll give it and they'll drop it at a moment's notice. One second. All right, we're back. Between the fucking dumbass call and this fucking fly, I'm gonna break something. Fuck you, asshat. So, like Aquateki said, the title of friend is earned. You think it's earned. I don't run around calling everybody friend, just like I don't run around calling everybody family. I don't. So, if that is uttered from the other person, that is important. I got at one of my female friends the other day about that very thing. And I took it back to remembering what friend meant in the terms of my buddy Ron and how his friendship was actually shown. And really start looking at who actually does that, to borrow Dr. Tiasan's term, that emotional labor for me. I used to call it paying your friendship dues. I used to call it that with somebody who used to be my fucking friend. But that's what it is. Do they pay those friendship dues? Do they invest in you like you invest in them? Or are they there just for the get? So I felt bad for Mark Hamill in that sense because he is the definitive voice of Joker. Arlene was the definitive voice of Harley Quinn. Kevin Conroy is the definitive voice of Batman. No matter who plays the role, no matter who plays the live action role, the voice of Batman is always Kevin Conroy. And that's just what it is. So, those last 4 days have been a lot of people who were very influential in some ways. And in terms of geekdom, yeah, they're going to leave a mark. And some people are really going to be hurting over that shit for a minute. And Wyndham's area, he has 2 young children that now don't have a father. Their father has passed. So if I wanted to go down the psychological rabbit hole, I can think of all the possible scenarios that could happen for them. Possibilities because of the loss of their father at such a young age. And no, it's not the same as saying, well, given enough time of grieving, the mother can marry, fall in love, and marry somebody else. She'll be okay, and they'll move on, and then, the kids will have a new father. It's not that, nigga. It's not that. Like the term friend is not given enough respect. The term father is not given enough respect. So I thought it was a solemn time. A lot of deaths in a short amount of time. It's probably not even over. I'm just waiting to see who it drops off today. Basically. What up? What up, Lion? He said, "Yo, Lion O." Can a man just do a shop talk as scheduled? No. Just like last night, I couldn't do my review of the foundation as was scheduled. Every time I try to do that shit here, it's always fucked up. It always fucks up. I had 3 choppy ass fucking videos for the foundation based on the internet here. I'm so fucking sick of Wi-Fi that doesn't work, internet connections that are not stable. It makes no goddamn sense in the world. None whatsoever. Should just all go back to using hard lines because at least that shit worked. At least dial-up worked. Fuck. So, no. Can't do my shopping schedule. Rises point to build connections that endure the test of life and death is an achievement. To build connections that endure just through the trials of life is an achievement. So talking with a female this week about relationships and what we saw as the problems with this shit modern wise. And she was pinning it on people don't know how to commit necessarily. And I told her, no, I'm pinning it on the fact that people don't know how to stick to shit. They're overstimulated. Technically, they're overstimulated. The reason you cannot find someone to settle down with is because most everybody knows in this age range that you're pulling from, everybody has already been settled. Nobody wants to be settled now. You have to produce something really enticing for people to want to settle with you. Now, because everybody actually works, and a lot more women have better or get paid a lot more to do a lot less than a lot of men, it's shifted. So, in my age range, they're still walking into this shit with these 20-year-old ideals, which to me seems stupid. Just does. It just seems absolutely ridiculous to be close to 50 with 20-year-old ideas of what you think a relationship is going to be. So my thing is, yes, your expectations are too high and they're unrealistic. And that's a problem. I could see you having one or the other, but you can't have both in the same cart. Unrealistic and overly high expectations of another person. I think you should be happy personally. You can get somebody to go out with your ass and not be trying to fuck you up. I also told the person I thought it was stupid that you would think that where you meet somebody and be offended that they wanted to have sex. That just seems stupid. We're all adults. Of course we do. Especially if you already got fucking kids. It's dumb. So, anyway, that's not geek shit. That's some personal shit. But idea being that people do some dumb shit. So, connections are important, and building those connections are important. And if you can find somebody who wants to deal with you through the trials of life and will actually be there, invested in you as you invested in them, that is actually important. That is your friend, that is your relationship, and you only get to see something like that with time. It's not anything that you can predict right off the bat. You have to put them in situations to see how they perform. So yeah, the founder of Cash App being stabbed in San Francisco, that was months back. That was earlier this year. And that was over some chick. He got lured somewhere and stabbed up by a dude over some chick that he stopped fucking with. 4 o'clock in the morning or some shit like that. I hope that bitch go to jail too. Excuse me, not jail. Prison. Hope she go to prison for rigging him up like that. Yeah, people are digitally overstimulated and unrealistic. So there's nothing you can do about that. Not at this point. They're gonna be overstimulated. They're gonna be like a kid hopped up on too much sugar. They can't settle down for shit because they're constantly jumping from hither to thither, waiting for their next fix. And be it in the case of mating and dating, women is too busy trying to jump on the next horse on the carousel to get the fuck off and understand you're going in a circle. And you've only gotten older the longer you ride in that bitch. It does not hold the same allure for people who have grown up. So what do they say? The carousel doesn't change; it changes you. You just got older. So, like, share, subscribe, support the stream if you feel so inclined. You see me looking at my watch because I do have a response time for this call, which is about an hour. So I'm already 14 minutes in. And I don't want to actually have to stop my stream and then try to come back and start it again. Because believe it or not, an hour or so was just the intro. That wasn't talking about this Rebel Moon. It wasn't talking about some of this other shit in Star Wars. Ahsoka, I have still not watched. No, I haven't. I haven't had time to. Yeah, haven't. So, where to go now? What to do? What to do? I'm going to go ahead and bounce out of here. Go take care of this call. Get this person's HVAC system working again since it hasn't been working in 2 days and they didn't bother to call 2 fucking days ago. I'm going to go take care of it and fix it so it can work today. In the middle of the fucking heat. It's 12 o'clock here. I don't know what the fuck they're thinking about. This is what makes dealing with people so fucking tiring. Oh, I'm not changing my passcode. It expired. What the fuck? Fuck you. What the fuck is this? These fucking systems, dude. Oh my god. They're It didn't just ask me for a it didn't just ask me for a fucking passcode. And now it wants to change it. I hate dumb shit that doesn't work correctly. I really do. I really do hate dumb shit that doesn't work correctly. You guys just saw me open this motherfucking phone. It's my work phone, mind you. You just saw me open this phone and do a whole work order. Now this bitch is saying that my passcode is expired and it wants me to put in a new passcode. And I cannot bypass this bitch. So I'm not sure which passcode it wants. Does it want the phone lock code? Because there is no passcode on this phone like that. Stupid son of a bitch. I don't know if it's a scam. I don't know if it's right. I can't do anything except be on this fucking screen asking for a goddamn passcode. And since it's a goddamn iPhone, you can't turn it off without getting into the shit. So kick me out of everything. So fucking stupid. I'll let y'all know I'm usually a pretty calm person, but when I'm already irritated, it doesn't take fucking much. Does not take much. Because all of it is weighing on my fucking patience. And once my patience is gone, it don't take long for water to heat up. It does not take long for the water sign to heat the fuck up. See how hot it is outside right now. 83 degrees. Motherfucker called in the middle of the goddamn day to say his AC has not been working for 2 days. What happened yesterday? Couldn't bother to fucking call. I was sitting around here all fucking day. About Friday. Homecoming game, couldn't be bothered. Fucking assholes. Yeah. Well, this is the thing, Techie. This is telling me something was expired that never gave me a warning that it was going to expire. Right? Usually tech stuff like that, you'll get a warning like a week, couple days. Hey, this code is going to expire such and such. Ain't got shit. I open this bitch up. It's working fine. I set it down. I pick it up again. Your code is expired. Well, that looks like some bullshit. How do I know my code is expired? Maybe it's fake. Don't know. Can't access the phone now. Well, what the fuck, dude? I'm in the middle of some shit. Stupid. Anyway, let me get out of here and go deal with this shit. Maybe I can get some breakfast because I haven't eaten anything yet. I did drink some coffee, but I haven't eaten breakfast yet. So I'm going to get out of here. I will come back as quickly as I can. So look out for the next stream, which will hopefully be more lively and more involved with having some fun and talking about some of this geek shit. Think up some questions you guys might want to ask or something you want to hear about. And I will return. Peace.